I like a really nice extra virgin olive oil, something that's going to be, well, you can't see it very good, but it's got a lot of color to it. It's going to add a lot of flavor to the dressing. A little whisk it in here. Beautiful. That's what our dressing looks like. Give a little taste. Ooh, yummy. It's got a little bite to it, what you're looking for. But that should work perfectly. And then we just have to grab our shrimp and we're ready to dress the salad. So let's go over my tongs here. Grab our shrimp bowl. And pull these guys right off. Five should be, like I said, 5 per person, excuse me, is what I think works best. 3 is not enough, 7's too many. And I use, I only will use, it sounds awful of me, but North American wild shrimp. I like the fact that I know where the shrimp are coming from, and I think you get a much better quality product that way. So here is our shrimp Cobb salad, and let's add some dressing to it. Drizzle some down over. Make sure everything gets a little dressing. There we go. And that's our first salad. Shrimp Cobb with your bacon, your cherry tomatoes, or grape tomatoes, excuse me, your hard-boiled egg, your avocado, goat cheese instead of blue cheese, and the bonus of some nice grilled shrimp. So there's that one. Let's kind of throw it right out front here so we can move on to the next one. Okay, now that we've finished the first salad, our beautiful shrimp Cobb salad, I'm going to go ahead and go to the fridge and pick up the next things we need for the grilled chicken Caesar salad. I'm going to turn the potatoes down on my way by. There we go. Keep those cooking. All right. And I only need a few things. We've got to get some nice big head of romaine and some chicken breasts. All righty. Here we go. First thing, let's get the chicken right on the grill. It's going to take the longest to cook, and then we'll worry about our lettuce after. Again, real light seasoning on these. We're going to make a beautiful Caesar dressing, so we don't want to take away from the flavor. So a little pepper and a little salt and a little drizzle of olive oil so they don't stick to the grill. Beautiful. Whoops. And let's go ahead over to the grill. Oh, we got to finish getting our shrimp off so everyone can eat. There we go. These right out of the way. And like we said before, the back half of the grill was hotter, so I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken back there. All these little guys out of the way. And we're going to put the seasoned side down first, so then we can season the other side. Beautiful. And those are just going to sit right there and cook. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the salad going. We're going to use romaine, which is traditional what you use in Caesar salads. You see this is a very big head of romaine. We're going to take a few of the outer leaves off that aren't so pretty. A little tough on the ends. I think that looks good. Give it a rough chop. Not so small, like shredded, but not real big either. Just big enough to fit in your mouth. Yeah. Caesar's is a pretty simple salad. It's basically your lettuce and your dressing, and normally people use croutons, but we're going to do something else a little special today. We're going to make some Parmesan crisps, and we're actually going to make it into a bowl, and that's what we're going to serve the Caesar dressing in. The Caesar salad, excuse me. And we're going to spin this. I always want to make sure that you wash your lettuce. So we're going to go ahead and use our salad spinner. Love these guys. Throw it all in there. We're going to give it a little rinse. That out of there. And then make sure that it's nice and dry so it doesn't water down our dressing. But just give it a spin. There you go. See how that pulls all the moisture off the lettuce? And then we have some nice dry lettuce to get ready to build our Caesar salad in. Perfect. We'll let that sit, do a little more draining while we go ahead and get the Parmesan crisp done. Let me grab my cookie sheet. This is a real neat thing we're going to do here. We're going to make a bowl out of Parmesan cheese. So this is the bowl we're going to shape in. And all you want is a nice cookie sheet. We're going to put a little bit of oil down on it, make sure it's so the cheese isn't going to stick. It's real simple to do. Make sure it's spread out. I'm going to grab my brush or rub my fingers all over anything. Make sure this is nice and spread out. You're going to learn this trick and you're going to use it all the time. So there we go. There's that. And now, couldn't be any easier. Parmesan cheese. I use a lot of it. Like I talked about on the last show, where I buy a lot of my cheese and grate it myself. Whereas with Parmesan, I go through so much of it that I just buy it already all grated. So it's going to be a couple of good handfuls to get this to go the right, as big as we're going to need it. So you just want to spread your cheese out all over the cookie sheet here. That should be good, right up to the edges. Because believe it or not, when we pull this out of the oven, it's going to be melted enough that we can, that it's all going to be one piece, but not so much that it's going to be gooey. So I'll get that out of the way. And in the oven with the Parmesan cheese. Whoop. Our garlic, you can start to smell the garlic. It's roasting off so nicely. And while we're over here, we might as well go ahead and flip our chicken. As you can see, it's already starting to cook around the bottom, and it picked up really nice. That means that side's cooked very well. If it sticks a little bit, that means it's not done yet. You want to just leave it and let it continue to cook. So come on back over. We can work on the Caesar dressing while we're waiting for that to go. And we'll do it in, let me grab my bowl. Sorry about that. There we go. With Caesar dressing, we're going to make it from scratch. So it's going to have some raw egg yolks in it, as well as some anchovies. But they're not real prominent. The anchovies aren't a real prominent flavor in there, so you don't have to worry about it being real fishy. There's our anchovies. We'll probably use one fillet. Is all. Yeah. And my little knife. I always buy them packed in olive oil. They have them where they come, that's not big enough here, where they come with capers and stuff. You wouldn't want that for Caesar dressing, although they're great for things like puttanesca. Oh, just use your finger. There you go. We'll set those off to the side. Those are messy. And some lemon. Again, the lemon, we're using the zest off the lemon, so we're going to use our microplane again. And get the zest. Such a great tool. When we make tiramisus and desserts that we want shaved chocolate on the top of, I use this to do that with. You can use it to do your nutmeg. And the juice of the lemon as well. There we go. And the juice. If you squeeze your lemons and limes cut side up, then you won't get the seeds in there. Oop, like I just did. There we go. And we're going to use a little bit of Dijon again in our Caesar. About a teaspoon, the same as the last one. It was a little less. There you go. We're also going to use, again, a little pinch of sugar, again, for the same reason, just to cut the acidity. It's about a half a teaspoon of sugar. And the egg yolk. I'm going to do this over the sink. Let me move this out of the way, because we're going to let the whites just drain right into the sink, and we'll put the yolk right in the bowl. Sounds like our chicken's cooking up. And if you use your hand, you can make sure that you get all the white off there, and you come off with a perfect egg yolk. Make sure you give your hands a good wash after that, though. The egg yolk, as well as the Dijon mustard, will work as emulsifiers again to make this a nice thick dressing. We kind of want to mash a little bit on the anchovy, just so it gets broken up before we whisk in the olive oil. There we go. And again, a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of pepper. See, that's all nice and broken up. And now we'll make it into a dressing. You can see how it's coming together. You don't want to take it too far, because then you'll make mayonnaise, which we'll do in a little bit, but not with your Caesar dressing. And I think that looks beautiful. Let's make sure that it is right. Take a little, make sure it's seasoned well. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Very good. Let's take a peek at the Parmesan cheese. We don't want it to get, we don't want to burn it. Make ourselves a landing spot. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Nice and golden brown. That should work great. All right. And my bowl is right over here. Let's grab the bowl. Grab the bowl to shape our Parmesan crisp in. We're going to go ahead. You got to loosen the edges a little bit. If the edges wrinkle a little, that's perfectly fine. Actually, it might make it a little sturdier to get it off the pan. Go underneath. See how easy that's going to pick up for us? We just want to try not to break it. There we go. Scrunch it in a little. Here we go. We're just going to go up and into the bowl with it. One. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Over. Good. Perfect. And now, because it's still hot, we can move it around a little bit. Let me get this out of the way. All right. Let's get it shaped. We can. It's a little warm, so be careful on your fingers, but not so hot that it's going to burn you. And it's in the shape of a bowl. So now we're just going to let it cool for a few minutes, because if we take it out now, it'll fall apart because it's still pretty warm. But once it cools a little bit, the sides will hold their shape, and it'll be a Parmesan crisp bowl that we can build our salad into. So while they're waiting for this to cool, let's get our chicken off the grill. Looks like it's all done. Yes, that looks great. Chicken's all ready to go.